Hello everyone and welcome to the other video from the series Learn 3ds Max. In this video I'm going to show you how we can draw all the basic standard primitive 3D models in our 3ds Max. Earlier in the one video we have described how we can draw the box. Now we will move on to the other all the 3D objects. So on the command panel at the right hand side we are having bunch of options in this standard primitive create option, and on the geometry tab we are having this all the options. Okay, so let's say if I take cone and if I press alt w, it will full screen my perspective view. So keeping the cone active, if I click and drag, it will ask me for a radius. Okay, so give it any kind of a radius whatever you want and just release your mouse, and if you move your mouse up or down it will ask for the height. Okay, if I click it and then I move inward and outward, it will ask me for the top radius, so you can give it any and just click it. So this is how a cone can be made. Now similar to the cube, the cone is also having some parameters here, that is radius 1, radius 2. Radius 1 is at the bottom, radius 2 is for the top. Okay, then it is having a height, what kind of height must have to be given, height segments. Okay, what kind of height segments you must have to give. The cap segment, that is the segment at the top, you can see at the top the segments are changing. Side segments, okay, if you want it to be smooth or not, you can take it from here. Okay, there is an option of slice on. It is about slicing, like we slice a cake. It's just similar to that, that is slice from and slice to. We know that around a point the rotation is around 0 to 360 degrees. So this is same from where you want to slice it and to which extent you want to slice it. Okay, so you can move it like this, you can go up and down. Okay, it is having two small arrows, just click it. Okay, and by holding your left mouse button, move up and down, you can change the values. The same goes with the 2 also. Okay, now it is having also bunch of options in the bottom, but it is related to rendering, so we'll not talk about it in this case. Now move on to other, that let's say we are having a sphere. If we click sphere and I can click and drag my thing, so it will create a sphere. Okay, so it's like a sphere. I have selected here hemisphere 0.585, so that's why it is having a sphere. If I just decrease its value, okay, if I just click it and go down, it will be a sphere. Okay, so you can also make it hemisphere by using this option. The radius and segments will work same as that in previous cases. Okay, it can have a smooth finish and all that. Okay, it is also having an option of slice. Okay, same as that for the cone and cylinder we have just discussed. And there is an option base to pivot. If I click it base to pivot, it will snap it to the base of the grid. Okay, and then we are having option generating mapping coordinates. It is for rendering purpose, so we'll not learn about it here. It is these all the objects are having the keyboard entry method. Okay, that what we have I have described already in the previous video. Okay, now move on to the geosphere. Geosphere is same as that of simple sphere, but the difference is about the segments. It is having the segments in different ways. Okay, we will learn about it in later classes, that how the segments are going to get work. Okay, the options are same, radius, segments. It is having a base type in Geodesk, that is a tetra shape. Okay, if I click tetra, the polygons will change. If I click octa, the octa will change. In icosa, it will also different. So there is another options, that is smooth and hemisphere. In this option, if I click hemisphere, it will just give me the hemisphere. It will not ask me at which position you want it. It will just create a perfect hemisphere. But in the case of sphere, we can change that thing from here, this hemisphere, right? Okay, so this is all about geosphere. Then we'll go to cylinder. If a cylinder, if I click and drag it, it will ask for the diameter or radius, whatever it is, and if I release it, then it will ask me for the height. Okay, whatever the height I need, then I'll click it, the command will end. So this is how the cylinder can be made. Cylinder is also having the same options: radius, height segments, cap segments, sides, smooth, and all these things are same. Okay, we'll go to tube. If I drag my mouse, it will ask me for the diameter. If I release mouse, if I go in and out, it will be the outer or inner radius, whatever you want. If I go out and click it, and then if I move my mouse up, down, it will ask me for the height. Then and again I will click to end the command, and the tube will be done. Same, it is having the parameters: radius 1, radius 2, height segments, cap segment. Cap segments means the segments at the top. You can see the top segments are changing, and sides mean the side segments. Okay, smooth slice on options are there, keyboard entry is also there. Okay, so everything is same. Next, moving on to the torus. Torus is like if I click and drag it, it will ask me for the outer radius, and then releasing mouse, it will ask me for the inner or outer radius. If I click it, then it will be done. Torus is like a tire tube, you can say. Okay, this is also having the bunch of options: rotation, twist, and all that. Just play with that and you'll get to know what is rotation, how the twist is working. All the things are working in the segment portion. It is asking about segments, then sides segments. Okay, we are having a slice option, same as that. We can slice it. Okay, we can form any kind of geometry. Okay, after torus, we are having pyramid. Pyramid is quite simple. Just click and give its length and breadth. Release your mouse, move your mouse up or down, and just give it a height and click whenever you want. Okay, so this is the same. It is having width segment. Okay, you can see the width segment will be done on the opposite two faces, this and this. Okay, and if I click that segment, they will work on the remaining side. Okay, on this side. And if I click the height segment, our height segments will be there. Okay, same as that for the teapot. Teapot is an already a prefab model in this 3ds Max. So you can just click it, drag it on the whatever scale we want. Okay, teapot is having a bunch of options here. That is, what if your these things are present here. If you don't want body, you can click it, the body will be disappear. If you don't want handle, you can disappear the handle. You can disappear the spot also. Okay, and you can disappear the lid. Whatever the things you want, you can do it from. Okay, this is also having segments. Okay, and it is having a radius, keyboard entry. These all the things are same. Now we will go into plane. We are having a plane. If I click it, if I move it around there, it is having plane, and it is having same things, that is length, breadth, and all that. If I increase the length, if I increase the breadth, it can go either ways. It have two options of creation, that is creating a rectangle or a square. If I click a square, it will always going to create a square. It won't ask us for the length and breadth. Same as that, it is having length segments, breadth segment. It is also having a scale. Okay, we can do it, but it's a render multiplier, so we will not work on this at this time. We will talk about it when we do the rendering. Okay, it is also having the keyboard entry. And at last, we are having a text plus. If you want to write something, you can click here. It will have a text plus, and on the right hand side, you can write anything 3ds Max. It will come here. Okay, this is all about how we can create and manipulate 3D models, basic standard primitive models in our 3ds Max. Okay, if you want to cancel any command, just right click on the blank surface. Now let's say you have made this pyramid, but you want to change its dimensions. Then you can go to this tab, that is modify tab, and you can change its all the things that you have assigned earlier. You can increase the width segment, width, and all these things. Okay, so just by clicking the object and going to modify panel, you can change all those things that you have assigned earlier. Okay, now the main thing about this video. Okay, so you must have to learn this thing very efficiently. If I, let's say, take a cylinder, and if I select this option auto grid, we are having option auto grid. If I click auto grid, then we can see our gizmo is kind of changed, our cursor is kind of changed. It is asking XYZ axis. If I go to any of the other 3G objects, if I go to this pyramid and I click, it will ask me for the radius, but it is snapped to that pyramid. That means it is auto gridding, it is snapping to the grid that is coming closer to it. Okay, so it asks me for the radius, and if I click it, it will draw it at that position. Okay, so this is how this auto grid option work. If I don't click the auto grid, the cylinder is by default going to be on the base. Okay, so wherever I will touch, it will be on the base. But if I click the auto grid, it will be snapped on the things that it will touch. Okay, it applies with all the 3D models. So if I click pyramid, and if I click here, if I go like this, it will be done here. So this is how you can start with the basic modeling. For for example, if you are an animator or if you are an engineer, you want to draw a kind of a lintel, or if you are a modeler animator, if you want to make a character, then these all the things will be very useful in this auto grid option. For modeling a character, you can model a nose, hands from all these things. We will learn more about this segments and how you can more finishly model your characters. Okay, so this is all about the basic standard primitives, that how you can draw the models. I hope you like the videos. Try it yourself, give it a try all these things, and let me know if you have any problem. Okay, so if you like this video, please do subscribe, and thank you.